All right, everybody, you know what time it is. The Real Talk Sports Show is coming up right now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, Mr. Jonathan Simmons, and we're excited to be back on here on the air again with you, watching you, and actually you guys are watching us live here on various platforms, and we want to welcome back the people at WIGO 1570 Atlanta Incredible Radio. Oh, excuse me, we have a new moniker now. It is now all new, the legendary WIGO Pace Setter 1570 AM. Got to get that. It's going to take me a little while to get that down. But again, we thank for those of you who are now joining us via that portal as well. Again, big shout out to everybody who's back checking us out here on WIGO 1570 Atlanta's Incredible Radio. Like I say again, we thank God for each and every one of you that have tuned in to listen to us today. We're talking about a lot of sports topics as we always do each and every week, bringing it to you here from just outside of Atlanta, Georgia. So again, we're excited to be with you and checking you out here as you join us as well on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter TV, also on Twitch as well. We're on all these different platforms. Again, we're very, very excited that you have decided to join us here on the air. Well, we're going to talk about a couple of things. It was the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. We're talk about that. What you guys thought about that? The great Negro League player Buck O'Neil finally gets in. Of course, Big Poppy from the Red Sox gets in. Tony Oliva, one of the bat masters from the Minnesota Twins, gets in. Gil Hodges, a guy I'm familiar with. I grew up just outside of New York. He was a Brooklyn Dodger, but I know him as his claim to fame as the manager of the Miracle Mets from the 1969 world champion New York Metropolitan. I know that you were watching Atlanta, y'all feel some kind of way because the Mets and the Braves are longtime rivals. But you got to get out your feelings. Like I said again, and that was over 50 years ago. The Mets is getting old. I was a youngster then, young lad in elementary school, and got a chance again to see the Mets knock off the heavily favored Baltimore Orioles, and they won that again. Yep. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to try to reboot our sound. We're having some problems with our difficulties here with our sound. We're going to come back to you in just a minute. You're listening to the Real Talk Sports Show, and we'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. I think our mic problem has been corrected. Not sure what was going on before, but it does appear that we are now all systems go with our mic. And hopefully and prayerfully, you guys can hear me now without the robotic sound. And we can get you guys back with us here to join us, especially on WIGO 1570, because again, you guys are only listening to the audio. And certainly if it sounds like I'm coming out of the squawk box, that would probably not want you to stay on with us. So hopefully we got that corrected now. And we'll wait for a high sign from our producer to let us know that our sound quality now is back to what we'd expect here again on the legendary WIGO Pacesetter 1570 AM. So now our audio is back up to snuff, and we are cooking with some grease. And again, we welcome all those of you back because we've been away from you guys for a while. So we are very excited to be back on WIGO. Like I said, the all new Pacesetter 1570 AM. And also, now keep in mind, you can hear them anywhere in the world on WIGOAM.com, or better yet, WIGO1570.com. You can check us out and, like I said, hear us anywhere. Now, also the Audible, if you want to hear us. Best way to do it, if you're in your car, you're saying, well, I can't, I'm outside of your area. No worries. If you have the TuneIn Radio app, it's a free app. If you don't have it, download it because it is free. Put in WIGO 1570 in a search engine, and voila, you'll find us broadcasting to you right here and right now. So again, check us out on audio, but hey man, go for the visual. We're on YouTube Live, we're on Facebook Live, we're on Twitter TV, we're also on Roku. That's right. You can go to your big screen TV, we're on Roku. Go into the Tiki Live channel on Roku and look for Phoenix Entertainment Group, and you'll find us broadcasting to you loud and clear, live and popping. All right, well listen, anytime we do this show, we bring in two great people with us. One is a not one, but two-time Super Bowl champion. He also is a member of the Fort Valley State Sports Hall of Fame. He's a doggone nice guy. Mr. Tyrone Poole is back in the building. What's going on, sir? I've got to try to unmute that mic there, sir. We need to unmute you. Come on back at me.
All right, there you go.
There we go. Mr.
Yeah.
Poole.
Well, toast of the town. Hope everybody's doing well. This is my HBCU. This is my Fort Valley State mug. So I always represent HBCUs here in the state of Georgia. You know, Clark, Atlanta, Morehouse,
yes, sir.
Albany State, Savannah State. What's up, baby? HBCU love in the house, Fort Valley State. But hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah, man, big love in the house here. And speaking of the HBCUs, you can see there, Tyrone, that we have changed our background. We now have up in the upper right-hand corner, we're representing the three main conferences. I know there's another one, but we have the SIAC, MEAC, and the SWAC. So we are going to be doing more HBCU coverage this year. Our new station manager wants us to do so, and that we're committed to do so. So we're going to look forward to having the guys from Morehouse, guys from Clark, and whatever other school, Tyrone, that you think might be of some interest. Of course, we want at some point get the gentleman from Fort Valley State to maybe peek in on us one time and talk about what's going on down there, man. So yeah, it's something about football time, Tyrone. What is it about this time of year that gets everybody kind of amped up?
Yeah, you kind of broke up on me a little bit there, Jonathan, but I think you asked me about his football time, but yeah, football is in the air, and I think people are kind of happy. It's football time. You know, nothing against baseball, nothing against basketball, soccer, but it's just something about football, man. It's just, you get to paint your face, you get to tailgate, you get to let your beer freeze in the cold if you're up in Wisconsin. So, you know, yeah, it's just, football is just one of them sports, man. It's fast paced. You know, whether you like offense or defense, it's football time. Everybody's in training camp right about now.
What we're going to do is having some little few issues with our audio, so we're going to go ahead and bring up the queen herself, the Luminous Tree Dorman. I'm going to let you two guys kind of carry the show for a little bit as we go ahead and try to fix our audio, because we are being streamed on WIGO 1570. And welcome back, the lovely queen, Miss Tree Dorman.
Hi, Tyrone. Hi, Jonathan.
All right, let you two guys take it away because we're having a little problem with our audio. So you guys have some fun. I'll be back.
What's up, Tyrone?
All right, Tree. How you doing? How was your day? How was everything going? Everything good?
My day was blessed. How was your day?
Awesome. This WNBA. I love it just like you love it. And, you know, we're always supporting the hometown, the Atlanta Dream, because the season that they are having, we have been dreaming about this. So, you know, it's always good to, you know, see the hometown team doing good. So what's the report? What's the latest on the Atlanta Dream?
Well, the Atlanta Dream are currently in 4th place in the Eastern Standards. And if they were, you know, with the WNBA, they don't just take the top 4 out of East or the top 4 out of the West. They take all top 8 teams. And right now, the Atlanta Dream would go to the playoffs if that were to happen now. They currently stand with a record of 12-16. And I must say that we have some really great players. Tiffany Hayes scored 31 points. 31 points. 31 points. These players are phenomenal. Ryan Howard. I mean, our team this year, they're really doing some phenomenal things. And they played great at home. They're playing great on the road. I think that we really have a good chance this year to make a move in the playoffs. We just have to keep getting things going the right way. We know that we overcame a lot of injuries at the beginning of the season. There was a nice little stretch where we didn't even have even half of our roster, and that's not an issue anymore. So I think that big things will take place towards the end of the season if we can just keep everybody healthy.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I guess the next game for the Dream is coming up against the Lennox. They're playing Lennox. That's the team they're playing Thursday, July the 28th. They just come off a game with the Storm, which they lost 82 to 72.
10 points. Yeah.
As you said, the Dream, they are currently in the fourth position, but they're being chased by Liberty. So, you know, the Atlanta Dream cannot slip. Basically, the Atlanta Dream are about 5 games behind the Mystics and only like a game and a half in front of the Liberty. So, like you said, right now, if the WNBA playoffs began, yes, they would be in, but it's still a long season. So the Dream can't come off of, as they would say, the pedal. They got to keep the pedal to the metal. Of course, they're on a 2-game losing streak, but hopefully they will pick that up. But the one thing I can say, they have won more games than they did last year. So that definitely has to mean something. Now, Tree, what do you think about Howard, the rookie? How is she stacking up, holding up, so to speak?
She's stacking up good. And I do just want to say to Brandon, hi, Brandon, we see you. And I love the WNBA as well. And I'm hoping that Griner can come home soon as well. And she really, I think she would get my vote for Rookie of the Year. She is really, I don't want to say she's unstoppable. I think some people can be stopped, but she is really outperforming everybody. And I always tell people it's not about what year you are or how old you are or how tall you are or how small you are, it's how big you play. I mean, she is a scorer. She rebounds. She is showing out. She went to her first WNBA All-Star this year. I think that she's stacking up very well against the competition, and she definitely would get my vote for Rookie of the Year. What do you think about her?
Again, coming out of UK, which, whether you're on the women's side or the men's side, you have an opportunity to see great programs. And usually one is going to mimic the other. So, Miss Howard has been around winning atmosphere. So I expected nothing short. And I'm a firm believer that whatever you do, it is a mindset. And I think part of the reason why the Atlanta Dream is having so much success this year is because of Howard. Sometimes you bring the right person into the locker room, and that's what teams try to do every sport, whether it's men basketball, women basketball, professional football, whatever. You always want to find what we call that spark, that energy. Who is going to give the team energy? Because every team is made up of different players. Again, no matter what the sport is, winning organizations, winning teams, they have different personalities on that team. You always got that person who's real goofy, makes everybody laugh. And then you got that person who's really like, okay, let's grab the bull by the horns, everybody. Let's get serious, And I think Ryan Howard, she is that person for the Dream, and I'm glad to see her doing well. Again, my thing is I want the Atlanta Dream to keep her in Atlanta. Okay, let's build around her. Atlanta has been known, whether it's professional basketball with the Hawks or other sports, they will let their superstars go and then wonder why we're not winning.
Well, I will say the Atlanta Dream has been good for keeping our superstars that we have. And I think that another big reason for the success of the team this year, which even players are saying it, is the locker room, is the fact that this year there's so much positivity in the locker room. And a lot of people may not have known about all of the drama that was taking place last year. But my goodness, there was a lot, and I do mean a lot, and I do mean a lot of drama in the locker room. Players wanting to fight other players. I mean, there was a lot going on. So the Atlanta Dream cleared out a lot of their roster of negativity and people that were not, I guess, the image or the positivity that they see for their team and their club. And this year, the players are even saying the biggest difference in this year and last year is the positivity in the locker room and the positivity amongst all the players. The players get along. And you, Tyrone, you know that when you have different things going on where players aren't liking each other and different things, it does display on the court. And when you have a team that's getting along, it also displays on the court. So I think that's also a big reason as to why we're seeing the success, because of course we have the talent as well, but we know that the attitude matters.
Definitely. Now, kind of moving up the topic a little bit here, unless you got something else about the Dream. Is there anything that we need to cover about the Dream, Miss Queen?
No, I don't have anything else.
All right. Well, just going up with the topics in which Jonathan had the topics. Michigan. Let's talk about the Wolverines. We're talking about your state, Michigan. And guess what? We're not talking about the Lions, but we're talking about the Michigan Wolverines. There are reports that the football coach, Jim Harbaugh, speaks out about abortion. He speaks out about abortion. Can those in sports be political? So, regardless of what he said about abortion, the point is, it is a national issue. It has been halted as a government state issue. So, the question is, coaches, athletes, can they use their platform for political purposes? What do you think about that?
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand most of what you said, but I think I understand. I think I know what you were asking. Jonathan, can you mute for a second? But I think that anybody, oh yes, I can hear now. That's much better. Yeah. I think that anybody can speak on whatever they feel. That's the whole point of having that platform, and use it how you feel.
Yeah, and I think with everything, you just have to be careful, with when and where you say things. I do believe that there is a time and place for everything. I do believe that if you do have a platform where you can be the voice of people, then you use it. But at the same time, you have to be careful, meaning, I don't care how much I don't like something. If I'm over at somebody else's house, I got to be leery and respectful of the rules of their house. If I go somewhere and somebody always pray over their food, then I have to be respectful. If they say, hey, I want to pray over the food, even if I don't, which I do, I pray over my food, but I'm just making an example. I have to abide by the law of that house. We go to other countries. I've seen where presidents have gone to other countries and they tell them to put that little beanie on their head. They put that little beanie on their head. They don't go over and say, well, you know what? I don't like that and I'm not going to do it. So again, there is a time and place. And when you do have an opportunity to voice your opinion, I think you make it as strong as possible. But I do agree with you. You have to use your platform because we are the mouthpieces of those who support us. But again, you have to watch what you do, because I'm a firm believer you can't keep it 100. I put a quote out there. I said, the world needs to keep it 100. Okay, that's how we're gonna get better as a society. Keep it 100, but also the world cannot handle keeping it 100. So that's the double-edged sword when you have a platform. You say what you believe and what's right, and most of these things are personal beliefs. Now, if you're going to say something that is a principle of life, then yes, you shout that regardless. But if it's your opinion about something, then I think you got to pick and choose when you actually, say what you got to say, because you're really giving your view may not be the view of a principle of life. But yeah, I definitely believe everybody needs to hear something 100. So yeah, that's my take on it. My long dissertation about political stances.
Well, I hope you guys can hear me now. I know you can't see me, but hopefully you can hear me. We're going to take a little commercial break, and good luck when I come back. I'll be able to be seen and heard. You listen to the Real Talk Sports Show, and we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere, please. Thank you.
Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions, or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net. The day has arrived. It's time to let more people know about your business. You have the right marketing plan and the messaging in place. But do you have the right messenger? Good advertising and promotions need a professional sound so the message can be clearly understood. Don't leave your brand image to chance. Let our team of voiceover experts at CME lend you a hand. Give us a call at 678-304-8121 to find out how we can partner with you to give your business its voice.
And we are back. We're here on the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm doing a mic check. Hopefully you guys can now hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Just sounds a little like a robot kind of, but yes, we can hear you.
All right. We're still not quite sure what the situation is here. We've spent a lot of money getting new equipment, and evidently the equipment does not want to work. That's because I invited a ton of people to watch the show today, and of course, that's why nothing's working worth a damn. But that's okay. Nevertheless, we will go on because the show will, in fact, go on. Let me see if I can get myself on the screen. Let's see. Lord willing, we can do that.
Man, you got to stop trying to put that stuff together yourself and get a pro over there.
Wow. We stop and we can have Tyrone take some shots.
Jonathan, let the pros do what the pros do, man.
Look, listen, allegedly, I am a pro. That's what's scary about it. Allegedly, I'm the guy. So let's see if I can get back on the screen here some kind of way. Let's back on here. There we go.
I'm just having fun with you.
Oh, I was about to say, you said ta-da, but I just saw black screen. There we go. I see you now.
There we go. Praise the Lord. Yeah, we're making do what do. We have, like you said, invested a lot of my hard-earned cash to try to prevent this, but evidently now the geeks now want my money as well. So I move down to Best Buy and spend even more money so they can find out why my brand spanking new computer is continuing to do the same daggone thing my old computer did. But that's all right. We are just excited to be here and to be with you guys. I know you guys talked a little bit first segment about, kind of having a platform, knowing what to say and what not to say. And it's tough because you want to be yourself. You want to be honest to what you believe. You want to be true to what you believe. But sometimes it's almost like you have to kind of pick and choose your shots. So that's all I got to say about it. But I commend Jim Harbaugh for just telling what he felt. He said, hey, look, he didn't lambast anybody. He just from his beliefs. And I think that every person, and that's sort of in America, we have freedom of speech. I think you should be able to speak your beliefs in a, what's what I'm looking for, in kind and respectful way to those people you might have a disagreement with.
Yeah,
I think you should be able to do that whether in sports or anything else.
Like you said, at the end of the day, freedom of speech don't mean you just go say anything. Now, this is just a generalized topic. You can't just go out in the middle of the streets yelling, bomb, bomb, bomb. You got freedom of speech, but you can't go do stuff like that, man. So, again, you have to be calculating in how you speak, when you speak, and still get your point across. So freedom of speech, a lot of people just don't know how to speak. They just go out thinking that freedom of speech means they can say any and everything. No, man. So, but like you said, I agree. Beliefs, that's why I said things that are principle, then you should shout that from the mountaintop. But things that are basically your opinion only, man, you got to pick and choose when you say stuff.
No doubt. No doubt at all. Now, did you guys in the first segment get a chance to talk about the All-Star game at all?
No, we just talked about the Atlanta Dream, and Tree gave a great report about the Atlanta Dream, baby. They are in fourth place. As Tree put it, the Queen said, if the playoffs started right now, the Atlanta Dream would be in. What we've been dreaming about here in Atlanta. Playoffs.
Thank you, Tyrone.
Playoffs? I just hope we can win another game.
Wow.
That's the Jim Mora. Shout out to Jim Mora, the dad, not the coach that used to be here in Atlanta, the junior. But
yeah, Jim was a bad man. I mean, he was an outstanding coach. But yeah, he kept it real. He said playoffs. So he kept it as real as he could. He didn't think his team could do it. Yeah. So the Dream, you're right, Tree. They're in. If everything stopped today, I guess they're in 8th place. Is that where they are right now?
No, right now they're in 4th place in the East, and they take the top 8 out of all teams. They would not be in 8th place, so they would still be around the 4 or 5 mark if they were to take all teams from the East and the West.
Not too shabby. We look forward to now. Let me ask you a question. There's been some rumblings around that our own Ryan Howard is a heavy favorite to be Rookie of the Year. What do you think?
Honestly, I think so. She definitely would get my vote for Rookie of the Year. She, like I was telling Tyrone, she doesn't play like a rookie, and it's all in how you play. She scores. She makes things happen. She's aggressive on defense. She rebounds. I mean, she is truly an all-star. I'm happy that this was her first year becoming a WNBA all-star, and I definitely can see her winning the title for Rookie of the Year. I don't see any other rookies that I don't think any other rookies will beat her out. I think she's definitely going to be the favorite, and I really think she's going to win it.
Well, it would be great to see, really someone from Atlanta win this, but also it would be good to see her back in the playoffs. I mean, because I got to tell you, when they had that run, when they had Angel McCoughtry, I mean, I really enjoyed going to the Dream game quite a bit because they were balling out. And did they get to the finals twice?
Well, I don't know that they made the finals. I know they used to go to the playoffs because I used to go to pretty much all of the games. I don't know that they made the finals. They may have made the finals one year when I think they played against my Detroit Shock, which my Detroit Shock won. But that was a very long time ago, and we didn't have Angel McCoughtry at the time. But I don't know. Don't quote me that we went to the finals with Angel McCoughtry, but I do know that we were in the playoffs with Angel McCoughtry.
Actually, they were a good team. I had lots of fun. I enjoyed them when they really took the Washington later that year, did win the title, took them right down to the wires. Yeah, I've seen some good basketball here. All right, so now, you guys know we just finished covering NASCAR. It was right here in Atlanta. Chase Elliott, hometown hero, so to speak, won. And now something that doesn't really happen too often. We had a disqualification with the top finishers because they're from the same team were disqualified because evidently the cars I noticed, all the NASCARs now are not painted or wrapped. So at the end of the race, they do an inspection to make sure that everything's good. And when they peeled the wrap off, it apparently had some weights in the front of Denny Hamlin's car. For those people who don't know who Denny Hamlin is, he's the co-owner of the 2311 team with Michael Jordan. He got disqualified. They're also part of the greater package of the Joe Gibbs team. And Kyle Busch also got disqualified. So both of them found something under the wrap, and they're out of there. And Chase Elliott now wins. He was in 3rd place, so he now has won 4 NASCAR titles on his way to possibly another NASCAR Cup titles. So kudos again to Chase Elliott. He said he didn't want to win that one, but a win's a win. But yeah, something Tyrone and treated. I think the last time they did it was like in the 70s. But yeah, both guys disqualified. So no sneaky sneak. No sneaky sneak, guys. None of that stuff. Can't do it. All right, we got to shift to our Hawks.
Okay.
I said something about this NASCAR real quick. I know we.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But again, NASCAR, just like any sport, again, I think the NASCAR revealed their major policy, which I like it. You post car, post race, tear downs. I think they should do that in all sports. They should have a post game testing. Track and field. These guys, they get tested. If you get tested in a certain range before the race, then if you're taking something, you can go back and inject it and be ready to run the race. I think they should have after every event, major sports, because of so much PEDs. Not only here in NASCAR, this is just an example. Of course, the cars, you can say PED, they're using all types of different lugs and cylinders or whatever you want to call it, fuel systems. I think every major sport should do this. After the event, they should have a post-event testing. And again, I prefer to keep the game as clean as possible. But there are some people who, again, track and field is one of those sports. They get tested maybe a week before the event, and after that, you can pretty much take something. Just like in wrestling, my last example. Not saying that this is negative, but I'm just showing that you could do something. You can weigh in prior to the boxing match, okay, or a wrestling match in collegiate wrestling. And after a boxing match, once you weigh in and you make weight, you can go eat as much as you want to and come back. So I'm just saying, I think to keep the games clean and competitive, they should do post testing, just like here in NASCAR. So I think that would make a lot of people upset, because they know a lot of people know they're doing things they're not supposed to be doing. That's just
Wow. Well, certainly, like I said, NASCAR is going to continue to look at this, because the cars are technically, they've set them up so they're supposed to be pretty much equal. It's all about the driver, having the best capability. So, guys, what we're going to do is take one more little quick little break. We're going to attack all of the little monsters in the machine. So hopefully when I come back home, we can be heard. You listen to Real Talk Sports Show, and we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere, please. Thank you, and thank you.
Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions, or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
All right, guys, and we're going to again let you guys carry on, because my mic still apparently is not sure what's going on, but you guys carry on. We'll be back in hopefully just a moment.
All righty.
all right, Tree. Well, it's back on us again. You know what? We're gonna
Back on us.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna work this thing. So, okay, let's jump into the Atlanta Hawks. Talking about your guy, John Collins. John Collins, that's your guy. I think you should marry John Collins, Tree. What you think? I think you like him that good. I think you like him.
Say what?
I think you should marry him.
That's what I thought you just said. Hold up. Negative. So listen, I like him as a player. I don't like him as anybody I would ever date. No, never.
They got your feathers. They got your feathers ruffled.
Yeah, that caught me off guard. I was like, wait, did he just say what I think he just said? No.
Hey, I had to make everybody else out there probably laughing too. Like, hold on, I never seen the queen get mad like that. Get upset.
No, I
like,
didn't get mad, but no. Let's be clear. I mean, you can't see. I mean, you can see part of him, but that's my husband right there in that upper corner with picture of me. That's my boo. That's who I'm married to.
Amen. Well,
John Collins is old enough to be my son.
Yeah. I guess bringing him up again, I'm just having fun with you.
I know.
Yeah, he still is suffering from the finger. The finger is not quite healed. So what do you think about that? A finger, his finger is still injured. Is that something to be concerned with? Because basketball, you got to be able to get that rotation on the ball, and it's just like a quarterback. If you got any of your fingers beat up, you can't throw that ball effectively. So that's gonna affect your shot in basketball.
Yeah, I definitely think that the finger is a concern. I'm not overly concerned only because I see that he is still out there playing basketball. I can't remember what league he's out there playing with Trae Young, and he's out there playing. So I feel that if his finger was that bad, he wouldn't be on the court. He would be resting it right now. So because I see him out there playing, I think, okay, it's not as bad as maybe we're thinking it is. But if it is still not healed, I'm questioning and wondering, why are you out there playing? I understand you still have to play to stay in shape. I know that's a part of getting better, and I'm sure he's doing what the doctors are telling him he can do, but we know that he needs his finger. But at the same token, in basketball and volleyball, the trick for those who are not athletes, when you tape two fingers together, if you have a finger that's not doing well or sprained, and if you tape it to another, I mean, that really does work wonders, and you're able to actually play basketball and volleyball with it. So we'll see what happens. Are you concerned with his finger?
Well, when I look at John Collins' history of injuries, in February of this year, he had a foot injury. Also in February, he had a heel injury. Again in February, the same heel bothering him. Last year in March, ankle, had a concussion in February of 2021. So it doesn't seem like February and John Collins go together, huh? But again, he had an ankle injury in 2020, March of 2020, a thigh injury. He's had a back injury, illness, so to speak, in 2019, a knee injury in 2019, left ankle in 2018, ankle again, October of 18. And, this is athletics, people. This is what people in Vegas, Las Vegas, gambling, this is the information they be looking for. Okay, the injury report. So I'm giving you guys this lengthy injury report on John Collins just to say, am I worried about that injury that he has now? 2018, he had a sore ankle, and 2017, sore shoulder. So really, when you look at John Collins over the years, he has not had any major injuries, which tells me that he takes care of himself. Now, in basketball, you could the ball can be thrown to you, and if you don't have your fingers extended or relaxed, that ball can easily jam your fingers. And I've been there in football, in practice when I was playing with the Colts, and first team defense against first team offense, and Reggie Wayne is running a post. I step in front of the ball, Peyton Manning trying to throw it, and I have my fingers taped too. I always had my fingers taped. Even though I was wearing gloves, I had them taped underneath. And man, that ball hit my fingers and dislocated my fingers. So,
ouch.
Yeah, ouch, for real. So, am I worried about his finger? No. Again, as long as he works, John Collins works on getting the flexibility back, those tendons and ligaments, because when you get something injured, if anyone out there, if you've never been injured, I'm about to give you a little bit of report here. For those who have been injured, you understand what I'm talking about. When you get injured, the first thing your body wants to do is protect itself. How does your body protect a joint or a muscle? It forms scar tissue. So any athlete, anybody that's had an injury knows that the most important thing to do is to break up that scar tissue. break up that scar tissue so you get the flexibility back. So as long as John Collins is doing those things, and like I said, I just read off his injury history. So the guy, it's not like this is something that, man, it's going to impede his progress. The guy has played with injuries from 2017 all the way up to this year. They've been minor injuries. So long story short, Tree, I am not worried about John Collins. So yeah, I'm not. But moving on, what do you think about he and Trey playing together? Do you think that's a positive for them playing together to get that chemistry going, so when the season starts again, that they're pretty much thinking, for each other?
I do. I think that they have good chemistry on the court. It also looks like they have good chemistry off the court, but I love what I see with them on the court when they're playing together. I love how it's kind of like they know what the other is doing, and they don't have to really see what the other is doing. It's like they almost feel what the other person is doing on the court when it comes to assists, the alley-oops, just all types of different things. And I think that they are both members of the Hawks that bring energy and really hype up the crowd, even when they're at away games or even if it's home games. So I do like the two of them playing together, which is a big reason that I think that the Atlanta Hawks should keep him. Of course, I want them to keep him. I think that John Collins is an excellent player for us. And I think that him and Trey mesh well with one another. I think they complement each other. What do you think about it?
No, definitely. I believe chemistry is very viable. Chemistry is so important that it extends itself into corporate America. It extends itself into relationships just with human beings. I'm like, chemistry is so important. And it's just like a husband or wife. It's like you can start a sentence, and if you guys got chemistry, that person will say, you will finish that sentence for them. Now, sometimes it can become a problem. You may say, let me just finish my sentence, please. That's just how good chemistry is when you have that type of chemistry. So if you take that chemistry to sports, I'm like, you're able to do things that it's like people like, how did you know he was going to do that? It's just we have that chemistry. I've been a part of teams. I've seen quarterbacks, whether it's Peyton Manning or whether it's Tom Brady. It's like I would literally be standing on the sideline getting ready to go in for defense. Offense just scored. So Tom or Peyton, they're coming off on the sideline. And in this case, Tom Brady, I would hear Belichick say, what happened? What happened? And Tom would say, I just felt like they were about to do this, and boom. So that's what chemistry does. It makes you do something out of a feeling. You're like, you know what? I feel this. And yeah, Trey and John, the more they can get that chemistry, I think it just makes the Hawks, that much more deadly.
Yeah, I concur.
Yeah. Staying in basketball, the Boston Celtics, there's rumors that they are looking at KD, Kevin Durant, the track runner. Isn't that what Shannon Sharp said? He run. I can't get it out of my head, man. Hey, KD, I love you, man. I love you. But, man, you need to get on put your picture beside Usain Bolt. He said, you're a runner, KD. You're a runner. Go from team to team. But right now, the Boston Celtics are interested in Kevin Durant. If he goes to Boston, now Boston just come out of the finals. Okay, I think the Celtics may have an opportunity to get back there. If they get KD, and if he plays like the KD that we know of the past, and he go to the Celtics, does this put the Celtics over the top to win championship?
I'm going to have to say no, but let's be honest. Any team that KD goes to, they're going to be a good team. KD is just a superstar. And whatever team he goes to, especially if he goes to, which we know he wants to go to a team that can contend for a national championship. We know he wants to win another ring. But wherever he goes, if it's one of the teams, especially with Boston, where they were just in the finals, just imagine what that's going to do to the team, where you have all of these great players, Jason Tatum, all these other superstars. And regardless of what people say, I know that Jason Tatum, he wants to be the superstar on the team. He wants to be the one scoring the most. He even slightly joked about it in one of his interviews. I think Williams had scored a lot of points in one game and scored more than him. And he jokingly said, yeah, you did great. Don't get used to it, though. And literally that's what he said. And it was just like, oh, okay. So we know that he wants to be the top scorer, even though he was happy that they got the W. But if he goes there, definitely, I think they will be back in the playoffs. I don't know if I would pick them to win a championship, though. I'm actually going with the Golden State Warriors repeating, and that's my thoughts. But what are your thoughts, Tyrone? What do you think? Do you think they'll win a finals if KD goes to Boston?
Well, we all know in any sport, especially basketball, it's all about the bench. And the more people you get in as starters, then you can downgrade someone and put them on the bench. So whoever was a starter last year, if Kevin Durant were to come to the Celtics, then that person would go to the bench, which is going to make your bench even stronger. Okay, we know last year the Miami Heat came out with the division title, finishing 53-29, and the Celtics 51-31, and then the Bucks, they kind of had a down year. Okay, so right now I see the Heat, the Celtics, and the Bucks. Okay, they are my pick. One of those three teams will come back and represent the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals. Look at the Brooklyn Nets. Of course, I think they're going to just start to falter. And of course, we just talk about the Hawks. Okay, I still think the Hawks are still, a couple of players away from getting to the finals. But again, John Collins and Trae Young, like we said, chemistry can help you. The New York Knicks, I don't know. I just don't know about the Knicks. The Wizards, I don't know. But if Durant were to go to the Celtics, I do think he would give them another shooter. And with Tatum, I do think, you need that chemistry. You need at least two players in the NBA. Three would be perfect. We've seen what three capable players would do when KD was out there with the Golden State Warriors. So we know what three. Actually, they had four. They had Draymond, so Steph Curry. So they had real good players. But I do think if he goes to Boston, he will give them an opportunity to represent the East again in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, Brandon Thompson said, keep Brown. So he wants Brown to stay.
Yeah.
Hey, Jonathan, do you think Murray will compliment Trae or take away? It's a good question. What do you think, Tyrone?
I think you're mute, Jonathan. So if you're trying to talk, I think you're muted, buddy. You know what? Again, Murray, if you can get Murray, and John, you got Trae. Okay, you got a backcourt now. And now you got Clint Capella. He continued to pound those boards. And then John Collins plays his role. I do believe the Hawks, like we use the word chemistry, that's a big word, the big C. And we're not talking about cancer. We're talking about chemistry here. But if you don't have the right chemistry, you can have cancer in the locker room. So we're talking about chemistry. And if the Hawks, Murray, Trae Young, Collins, and Clint Capella, I do believe the Hawks do have an opportunity. But it goes back to that bench. When these guys are sitting down resting, who can continue to keep the team going? So yeah, I think Murray, Trae, they will work together. That's the chemistry, that really need to be working off one another. Murray and Trae Young, because only one person can be Batman. And I don't think Murray's trying to come in here and take over Trae Young. He understands that this is Trae Young. It's like Deion said. Deion said, this is my house. He said, I don't care if I'm the 49ers. This is my house. So, this is Trae Young's house. So Murray comes in and he plays that role, knowing that this is Trae Young's house. Then, I think they will mesh pretty good.
I love that too. Brandon Thompson says, I love Kate. Oh, it went away. Can you put it back up on the screen? Okay, I love KD, but Boston built a serious team that has what it needs already. I don't know why they would even float this and piss off Broen. I don't know.
Yeah,
teams are always going to entertain great players. Think about it. If Michael Jordan, even if you have a great team, but you have an opportunity where Michael Jordan wants to come to your team. I don't know how many teams will say no to Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. You know, it's like you're going to try to move mountains to get that superstar in there. KD is definitely a different type of player. And you know, with him, you know what you're getting. It's not taking a risk. It's kind of like what my husband's coach, Bud Grant, said when I thanked him when I met Bud Grant. And I said, thank you so much for taking a chance on my baby. And he said, oh, I didn't take a chance on Chris. He said Chris was a guarantee. And so I just smiled. And when I told my husband that, he just smiled. But you know that whenever you are getting KD, you know he is a guarantee. And that's what I think about, because some players, yes, you're taking a chance on them. But some players like KD, you know he's a guarantee. You know what he's bringing. You know he's going to bring great things to your team. And like Tyrone was saying, he can definitely help put a team in the finals and possibly win a championship.
You know, and one thing also I think is missing in this ingredient of building a dynasty, you know, the Celtics, we all understand the more talent you have, the more your opportunities are to win. But again, that big C word, chemistry. And also you look at the fact that I believe KD, he wants to win another championship. So he would probably more likely take some type of salary reconstruction to fit in with a team that is already suited to win the championship. Because I'm pretty sure he understands I can still shoot the ball. So I know I'm going to be a starter. Now, what type of role that I play may diminish, or maybe it doesn't. Okay, it's just like here in Atlanta, Trae Young is the Batman. Well, you know what? Boston already got a Batman. So KD doesn't have to come in and be the Batman. All right, so he just need to come in and play his role. And as long as he does that, man, you can never have enough shooters. You can never have enough defensive players. You can never have enough offensive players. Again, the more the merrier when you're able to play with chemistry. It just increases your opportunity, you know, to win.
True.
Yeah, so, hey, I'm like, come on, bring him on. I got to restructure my salary to bring KD on. Come on, KD, come on. You know, and that's what Tampa Bay is doing. I heard, which we'll probably talk about a little bit later, about the Falcons and Julio. So you guys don't want to, you want to stick around for that. So Tom Brady could be getting Julio, but we'll talk about that later. So how about anything else, Trey? Yeah, Tree. Anything else about the
KD? No.
Yeah,
that's it about KD.
Hey, Jonathan, you back, buddy?
Oh, he has on a different headset. Whoop whoop.
Listen, I don't know what on earth is going on.
We can hear you.
Right. Yeah. So I've tried the last thing I've tried to do. I'm actually only now about 10 feet from the router. I've plugged it in directly. And so hopefully this will once and for all end the problem. Let's want to go to a break. We're going to shift to some football. We got Rob McKenzie wants to talk some Georgia Tech. And we got you-know-who, the man that goes, "Hoof," in the building as well. D. Orlando Ledbetter's in the background. You guys need to keep it locked right here. Hopefully we'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show in just a moment. Don't go nowhere, please. Thank you. Hold on.
The day has arrived. It's time to let more people know about your business. You have the right marketing plan and the messaging in place. But do you have the right messenger? Good advertising and promotions need a professional sound so the message can be clearly understood. Don't leave your brand image to chance. Let our team of voiceover experts at CME lend you a hand. Give us a call at 678-304-8121 to find out how we can partner with you to give your business its voice.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
I'm ready.
All right. We are back here with the Real Talk Sports Show. Our final segment. We're going to talk some football here I'm almost don't want to put what Todd has been saying on social media because he has been going to town on me since we've had the problem. I'm just going to put the last comment, and then we're going to talk a little football here. First, a little Georgia Tech, and then our Atlanta Falcons. This was the last comment. He's been going wild. This is what he says. He said, "Teacher, time for a timeout. Sir, your mic is toast." And then he also said, he mentioned here, with my last one here, what did he say? He said something about, I got to get this one off the chain. Here we go. All right, here we go. He said, let's get him up here. He said, "Preacher, homeless people in a box in downtown have better Wi-Fi than you." That's my man, Todd.
Todd is funny. So I knew that Todd was going in.
Oh, yeah. He's been
lighting me up. I wasn't seeing it on the screen, but I knew.
Well, first, I'm going to bring up this gentleman here. He's been covering Georgia Tech for a long time. I get a chance to see him from time to time when I get down to cover the Yellow Jackets. There's Mr. Rod McKenzie. Welcome back to our show, sir. Oh, I got D-Len Ledbetter. Here we go. Everybody's here. D-Len is here, and also Rod McKenzie is here for Georgia Tech. Rod, welcome back to our show. And D-Len, Esquire par excellence, welcome back as well. Gentlemen, how are you?
I'm doing great, and it's great to be back with all of you. And I'm excited because you know what time of year it is. We're getting ready for some football.
Football time. D-Led, welcome back, sir. The camp has started, so as soon as Rod tells us a little bit about the ACC Media Days, we want to talk about what's happening with the Falcons up in the camp, sir.
All right. Thanks for having me back, Reverend.
All right, Rod, go ahead, sir. The floor is yours. ACC Media Days just concluded. Do the Jackets have a chance against the mighty guys from Clemson in Chick-fil-A Kickoff Bowl? What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're asking me about Clemson. Last year they went up there, got stopped inside the 5-yard line on the last play with a chance to win the game. Perhaps that gives them a little confidence, but I think the most important thing that's happened to Georgia Tech since then is the changes in the coaching staff. And, there was some important changes in that coaching staff. Previously, they had only two coaches with experience coaching Power 5 programs, and one was Brent Key at the offensive line, the other was Kerry Dixon at offensive end. So they made some wholesale changes, and I think the three changes that are going to be significant for Georgia Tech. One, they brought in Chris Winkie, and Chris is going to coach the quarterbacks. That'll be his exclusive job, and Jeff Sims has not had one person coaching him. Previously, it's been the offensive coordinator who also had to take care of other things, on the offensive side of the ball and couldn't concentrate on the quarterback solely. So that's an important move. It allows offensive coordinator Chip Long, who came in from Notre Dame, to go around, check out what's going on with the other positions, have a better look at his personnel to make decisions during the game. They also brought in Jason Seymour to coach linebacker position, and the significance of that is that defensive coordinator Andrew Thacker can now also go around to the other positions, the secondary, the defensive line, and he'll get to see what everyone else is doing when previously he had to concentrate on the linebackers. And I think the third significant change was Georgia Tech, it's no secret, had a lot of problems in the secondary last year with communication, players pointing fingers at each other like you should have made that play, and so on and so forth. So they decided to go to one secondary coach in Travaris Tillman, who came in from Michigan State. He was previously at Georgia. He's a graduate of Georgia Tech. And there's one voice in the room now. When they have their meetings, they're listening to one person instead of two different people in their separate meetings, and they feel like this is going to cut down on the mistakes in the secondary. So I think that's before you even talk about personnel. Those changes with the coaches is going to be an important thing for Georgia Tech this year.
The panel have questions, as I sound like I'm in a squawk box. Go ahead. Mr. B, you first. Any questions for Rod about Georgia Tech?
Well, I just want to say that hearing these changes that they've made with the coaches, I mean, that's definitely the first step, I believe. And hearing that there was not a quarterback coach previously, that really blows my mind. But it just seems that with these new changes, that the players will be more focused, and it also seems that the coaches will be able to be more focused, and that they brought in more coaches with a winning record against the top teams in the nation. So what are you thinking with the things that you've seen and the additions to the staff? How far do you think they will go this season? What do you think their record was going to look like?
Well, I think, well, first of all, you have to look at their schedule. They have the toughest schedule in the country. We got to play Georgia. You know, that's a tough game for any team in the country. They got to play Clemson every year. They're playing Ole Miss. They're playing Central Florida. So their out of conference schedule is probably one of the toughest one in the country. But you know, they brought in 17 transfers from winning programs like Notre Dame, Alabama, Auburn. You know, those type of programs, and these kids had good pedigrees coming out of high school. They wanted to come back home to Atlanta, and they're gonna add a lot to the roster. And I think, you know, you have experienced coaches now that can put these kids in a place to succeed and do better. And so, you know, there was a lot of games last year where you go into the fourth quarter, they're down a touchdown, maybe down 4 points, and then they lost those games. So I'm looking at, you know, games like against teams like Virginia Tech, Virginia, North Carolina, schools like that I think they can win those games this year, and maybe, you know, have better success in the fourth quarter, which they didn't have last year.
Tyrone Poole, any questions for Rob McKenzie?
Yes, I do. And Rod, I agree with you. When it comes to players and coaches, I think you got to have one voice, like in a band. They say one beat, one heart, one sound. You can't run your team like it's a Home Depot where everybody in the building has something to say. But talking about Jeff Collins, right? Jeff Collins. Okay, when you look at Shane Gailey. Let's start with Shane Gailey. Okay, this is Jeff Collins, going into his third year. Okay, you got Shane Gailey. His first year at Georgia Tech, 76. Second year, 75. Third year, 75, 75. And then you go to Paul Johnson. Paul Johnson, 9-4, 11-3. Had that off year in 2010 in his third year, 6-7, but bounced back to 8-5. You got Jeff Collins, 3-9, 3-7, 3-9. How much of Jeff Collins are we going to see here at Georgia Tech?
Well, I think going back to what we talked about before, first of all, he came in and he had to change the program around completely because they were playing with the triple option. When Shane Gailey came in, he assumed George O'Leary's offense, and they didn't have to make any changes. They had the big offensive line already in place. Jeff Collins had an undersized offensive line. Not making excuses, because there was games that they should have won that they didn't win, and that's a reflection on coaching. But, you know, I think another change that's taken place now is when he hired Chip Long, he has confidence in Chip to run that offense. So Jeff is known as a defensive coach. He will be concentrating strictly on the defense, and he's letting Chip run the offense. So, you know, you can talk about it all you want, but unless you take care of business on the field, none of this talk means anything. So, you know, it's as they like to say, it's put up or shut up year for Georgia Tech. And, you know, I'm excited about the new coaches on the staff. I think this is one of the best staffs they've had in quite some time. And, you know, you look at Chip Long, he's a no-nonsense kind of guy. He holds guys accountable. If you screw up on the field, he's going to take you out of the game. I don't think that was happening in the past, you know. I think some guys were getting away with not playing up to their capabilities. And because they were, you know, fourth-year seniors who had been starters, they continued to stay out there on the field. So that's just how I view things. So we'll see what happens. And boy, when you got to open up with Clemson, you're going to find out right away.
Yeah. Last
Well,
question.
listen, we got to wrap up. We got to wrap up our segment here. We got to go to the NFL. How can people find out more about you? Sir, the floor is yours.
Yeah, we're at gojackets.com. We're part of the National 247 network owned by CBS Sports, and on Twitter you can find me at Georgia Panther. So we're daily. We have articles about the team. We have articles about recruiting. So we're looking forward to anyone that wants to come in and join us.
Listen, Todd, as always, we appreciate your ride. And until the next time, God bless, brother. We'll have you back on again.
Y'all take care.
You
Yes,
too,
sir.
Rod.
Go Yellow Jackets.
All right. You know what time it is now, guys? It is now time to talk some Atlanta Falcons football, the NFL. And you know when we do that, we bring the embedded beat writer for our Atlanta Falcons. And he's an award-winning sports writer, Mr. D. Orlando Ledbetter. D-Led, what have you seen in the first day of camp?
Yeah, Reverend, just the players moving in today. Cordell Patterson pulled up in a slingshot, and then I found out he was advertising for him. And who else we get? Chris Lindstrom today showed up, wide receiver, Lama Day, Zacchaeus, and the safety, Jalen Hawkins. So it was just moving day. First day of practices tomorrow. One news note is that Deion Jones reported early, and he's been working out with the trainers to get cleared to return to practice here from his off-season surgery. So that could happen over the weekend coming up. But right now it's just the Falcons hitting the field, getting fitted, getting moved in, and they'll be hitting the field tomorrow on Wednesday for their first practice.
So tomorrow is D-Day for the Falcons. We'll see what they have. Tyrone Poole, thoughts, questions for D. Orlando Ledbetter as the Falcons get ready to hit the field.
Well, D-Led mentioned Deion Jones. Of course, I'm going to report early because if the heat is on me, I'm going to try to do everything I can to make these coaches see that I want to stay here. You know, the man's invested here in Atlanta. He got a house here in Atlanta. He's been here for a while. No professional athlete likes picking up and moving. So it's good to hear that he's reporting in early. And again, the Falcons, I believe, going to stay with that 3-4 defense. So like I've explained to people, the tougher thing about that 3-4 defense, if you don't have them two inside linebackers that are able to take on those guards, because again, remember, 3-4, that's a bubble. That's what they call a bubble. It's between the end and the nose. So the guards sometimes are not covered. And they can sometimes have a straight, direct shot to that middle linebacker. And if you don't have, like they say, bricks in your pocket, then they're going to move you out the way. You're going to be ineffective. And that's why I'm like, I used to love to watch Laverne Kirkland. I don't know if you guys remember Laverne Kirkland back with those Pittsburgh Steelers. But boy, look at here. You bring that guard on you want to. It's a guard going against another guard. but yeah, that middle linebacker, man, and that 3-4 is very, very crucial. So it's good to see that Deion Jones is trying to get in and actually grab some attention.
Tree, questions for D. Orlando Ledbetter.
Hi, D-Led. Have you seen anything that shocked you or that caught you by surprise today?
Not today. It was just Cordell pulling up in a slingshot. We waiting for shots and news or any items, but wasn't anything shocking today. Although Lindstrom admitted that the atmosphere was different the day Matt Ryan got traded, and they're trying to move on, and they think the two kids are professionals and they're getting used to their cadence and everything. But this team has undergone a lot of change this offseason. And, now they're just starting to talk about it and how they're excited because everybody's brought in and just trying to move on with the new coaching regime.
Okay.
So, D-Led, who do you think are going to be some guys we really want to take a look at to try to see, obviously, you got to play the games, you got to go through it. But who are some of the guys we need to focus on, first on defense, that need to kind of really step their game up in order for the Falcons to be a contender and help me not to look like a complete dummy after I predicted them being 10-7?
Yeah, Reverend, you went out there on that one. USA Today came out today with a 2-15 prediction. So y'all are on opposite sides of that. But the guys you want to watch, Reverend. Hey, starting from the back and moving to the front. I usually start in the front, but the safety Richie Grant, he's going to strong safety. He's got to play. Casey Hayward, right cornerback. He's 33. He's got to play. September 9th, he turns 33. So Isaiah Oliver, he's got to play at nickel. So that's 3 question marks in the secondary. Hayward's not a question mark. Can he maintain his level of play at age 33? Then the linebackers, we touched on Dion, and it looks like they're trying to get bigger, there. And man, I remember Levon Kirkland. He was a man out there. So they're trying to get big there. They might go Walker and move Dion to a situational cover guy type deal. And then on the outside, you need Lorenzo Carter and Ade Ogundeji to get to the pass, get to the quarterback. And either Malone or Arnold Ibikute, the second round and third round picks, they got to get there. And then Grady needs some help in the interior from a nose tackle. The rush played last year, or you got the big Vincent Taylor, and they need Tyquan Graham and Marlon Davidson. So that's pretty much 9 out of 10 spots, 9 out of 11 spots for you, Reverend, where they need somebody to come through.
Wow.
The safe spots are cornerback with A.J. Terrell and Rashawn Evans at inside linebacker and Grady Jarrett. So, that's 3 stable spots, and then 8 where, you're going to need some people to step it up.
Well, yeah, I think defense is going to be the key. Let's flip it now to offense. Do you think that they have enough firepower to get this ball in the end zone with this kind of new shift to big wide receivers and having, of course, Kyle Pitts as kind of being like a hybrid?
Yeah, I think they do have the firepower. Can they get it to them? That's been the problem. You could only run the ball and play action and quick game and screen. You can only do that for so long. And at some point, you're going to have to hold on to the ball and get it down the field. And so it's the same line they had last year. Unless they go with German Ifedi and Elijah Wilkinson, they're still going to they're still offensively challenged, even though you do like the weapons a little bit better, Reverend.
So you see there, God's got a comment. He's asking you, he says, hey, Coach Smith benchmark us after 6 games. What's changed that he has confidence he's ready to lead the team now?
Yeah, that's a topic we're gonna monitor all year, because he was a part of that, the brain trust, with Downey, Coach Vrabel, and he was the offensive coordinator when they made the switch to Ryan Tannehill, and almost went to the AFC Championship game that year. So, that's a couple years ago. Water's under the bridge. They're both in different spots now. He needs a quarterback. Wasn't much available, so they knew each other, and he's going to try to play to Marcus's strength this time around, and be competitive as best he can. Running more college stuff, and the shotgun, the spread, and all that stuff that Marcus ran at Oregon when he won the Heisman. So that's where I think they're headed offensively.
Tyrone, back to you, sir. Any more for D-Led?
But no, I'll make some responses here. What I'm thinking, if the Falcons want to take that step to the next level, okay, if you go and look at the stats of the 2 teams that played in the Super Bowl this past season, okay, because I believe every team, you want to paint your movie to the point where the end zone, the Super Bowl trophy, the Lombardi trophy, is what every team in the next couple of days, that first meeting that they're going to have is going to be, welcome back, everybody. Hope everybody had a good summer. It's time to go to work, and we want to get to the Super Bowl, okay? But if you go and you look at the teams that made the Super Bowl last year, I believe you have to have an offense that's in the top 10, okay? Your defense, with the rules favoring the offense, I believe your defense has to be in the middle of the pack, okay? Whatever that middle may be, maybe 15th, down to first. Okay, so when you look at the Falcons, their offense coming off of a season where they were ranked 26th in points scored and 29th points scored against them. So again, when you look at the Rams, you look at the Bengals, they were inside the top 10 offensively. Okay, defensively, they were in the middle of the road. So if that is your blueprint, then 26th and 29th is not going to get it. Now, I heard D-Led speak about AJ Terrell and Hayward and the corners. Well, this is what I know too. Sometimes people's play can be deceiving because if teams don't need to throw the ball against you, then your stats going to look pretty good. Okay, so if they can run the ball against you, why throw? And vice versa. If they can throw the ball against you, why run? So at the end of the day, I don't think we've actually seen what and who the Falcons truly are. And again, when you have a different coach come in, you know, it's like now it's almost like you got to push things off again to see how we going to be, because you got to give this coach his system time to settle. So that's why I'm a firm believer. Get a coach in, stick with the coach, and let him get his system going, man. I'm like, you can't, and again, you can't run your team like Home Depot, man. I just, you know, you look at all the top organizations, they have a certain number of people that run the organization, okay? And that's just me. That's just me. I'm just straight up.
I think the team's owner, Mr. Blank, might kind of take offense. You keep throwing the shade on them Home Depot references. I'm just saying. I'm
not throwing shade, Jonathan. That is truth, man. You're going to look at all the teams that won championships. That's no shade. That's just being honest. I won championships, okay? We didn't have
Say that again, Tyrone. You what?
This ain't throwing no shade, man. This is called a spade a spade. And this is what we need to do. That's where a lot of fans, they'll call a spade, but certain reporters, and I'm not, no offense to you, D-Led, I'm going to hop at you, Jonathan. Ain't nobody throwing no shade, man. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you, Jonathan. But I'm just saying, you just call a spade, man. You look at all the top organizations. They don't have no 8 and 9 people, man, calling no shots. Okay? You got, I always say you got the owner, then you got the president or whoever, the GM, and the head coach, and maybe one more other person, maybe. But it's 4 people, man. That's just me. But if you want to have 10 and 12 people, you want to be P. Diddy, all up in the video, all on the sideline, you go right on the head. That's just a joke. It's just a joke, Arthur. Just a joke, because I may need to come to you for some funding. So it's just a joke. It's just a joke, man. We have fun here, man. We can't be real all the time, right? We gotta have a little bit of fun.
First he stole some shade and then he called me a spade. This is great. This is what I got put up with on my own show. All right. Let's throw this to me one more time. Todd's asking a question. How many alcoholic beverages are you gonna need on Sunday to watch this team? I'm gonna ask this question, D-Led. What are you gonna need to see out of this offense? Because allegedly, Coach Smith is an offensive guru. So what do you need to see this offense to make you think, like me, drinking the Kool-Aid, that this team got a shot to do anything in 2022?
Well, you got to run a lot of spread, a lot of RPOs. He's gonna have to score on some of them RPOs. From you got to misdirection some people. That's hard in pro football because that's all college and high school concepts. The linebackers know to stay at home, especially after they watched it all week on film. So, their best hope is to get out early and fool some people and steal some games and then flip it and go, against their tendencies to throw the other teams off guard. Maybe people take you lightly and you could steal some games that way. But maybe we're all wrong and they're right. And they got a bunch of good players that we have undervalued. So, and then maybe all of the rookies going to come in and be great. That never happens, but hey, that's where we're at here in Atlanta right now.
Well, I mean, what I'm hoping, D-Led, is a repeat of what we saw a few years ago. We know that in 2014 and 15, they kind of hit the jackpot. They picked up about 5 or 6 starters on teams that eventually went to the Super Bowl. So that's why I'm hoping that the 2 linebackers they got, the young man from out of Penn State, which I can never pronounce his name, would you help me out?
Yeah, well, you got the Penn State kid Arnold Ubiquite, and you got the Montana State kid Troy Anderson that grew up on the farm and so forth. And then you got Malone D'Angelo, a Cedar Grove kid from Western Kentucky. So you're asking Penn State, Western Kentucky, and Montana State to all come in and elevate your defense.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
I don't
I'm
think
looking for
that
them to shake
happens
up the world.
in year one. I don't believe that. Talking one Power 5 guy from Penn State, one AA guy from Montana State, and another one AA guy from Western Kentucky. They're gonna come in and make your NFL defense better in the first year.
You're telling me I'm dreaming. That's what you're telling me. Basically, you're telling me I'm.
But I mean, maybe this guy is the next Jack Lambert.
That's what I'm looking for, D-Led.
He came from Kent State.
Kent State, that's right.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and kill that right now. That's not gonna happen.
Thanks, Tyron. I'm trying to help the Reverend out.
Let's be realistic, okay? I'm speaking from a professional experience, okay? That is not gonna happen. All right. That playbook is too thick, and they're gonna be playing, trying to learn the game. So yeah, again, Jonathan, I love your energy, I love your positivity, but man, gotta be realistic, man. Gotta be realistic. It's not gonna happen. They may have a good year, productive as a rookie, but not enough to have the change that you're hoping they're gonna have. I speak that from experience, okay?
Well,
I'm trying to look at the screen so I can see what's going on here. So you're telling me these guys have no shot to be productive at all?
I'm not saying they don't have a shot to be productive. I'm saying they are not going to be the people that come in like a Superman. If you look for Superman, it's not going to happen. They can come in and have a great rookie season beyond expectation. But if you're talking about somebody coming in and just lighten it up and just turn the defense from ranked 29th, turn them into a middle of the pack defense, that's going to, number one, take a team effort. Okay. And so again, it's just tough, man, coming in to an NFL system, learning the lingo, picking up the speed of the game. It's difficult, man. It's difficult. It's difficult.
Tree, more questions for D-Led?
Well, I do have one question. It's not about the Falcons, though. I'm just really shocked with the things that are on Murray's contract. So what do you think about a team making it mandatory for him to have a minimum, that's not much, of 4 hours of watching film a week outside of practices? What are your thoughts on that?
I think I think they shouldn't have to put that in his contract. He should be a professional, should be doing that already. So what that speaks to is that he's not a professional and that he hasn't been studying the film. And, I knew, we came to find out here in Atlanta, and it was well known around the media circles through various people that, they would give Mike Vick the DVD and then talk about it the next day, and he would tell him he watched it when, of course, he hadn't, and the DVD they gave him was blank, so they knew he didn't watch it.
Oh, my goodness, are you serious?
Yeah. So, that's when he comes back and says, after Philly that, when he gets out of jail, he says, I could have studied more. I could have been better prepared. So, it's some players that he was getting by running kind of a high school West Coast offense, bootlegs and throwbacks to the tight end, and got all the way to the NFC Championship game with it until the Eagles blew up all the tight, poor Algie. That's my guy. He threw him right into Brian Dawkins in that NFC Championship game. So, no, I'm fine. If the kid wasn't doing the work and you're going to give him a bunch of money, hey, I'm fine with the addendum. I mean, but, you shouldn't have to do that. He should already be a professional that's diligent about preparing for his games and so forth. But apparently he comes off as a spoiled brat, and apparently they see what we see, and they want to make him be better prepared. And maybe in the next contract they could take that out, and the kid grows up and does do his own studying and his own homework.
Yeah, there's a few things to that as well. They, in my opinion, just like what D-Led said, they shouldn't have to pay you to do something that you're supposed to do. I'm going to take it and add that principle to another experience. They shouldn't have to pay a guy to work out, but they have it in their contracts. You get X amount of dollars if you make 80% of your workout. You shouldn't have to tell me to come work out. That's my profession, man. You shouldn't have to tell me to study. Now, I not equate totally, but I do believe a lot of what Jamarcus Russell or Cam Newton was saying. Jamarcus Russell said reportedly he didn't watch no game film. And Cam Newton saying the same thing. So then again, you get these guys who make it tough for the guys in the future. And then you got, quarterbacks presently saying that they don't watch film. Come on, guys. And I was talking to someone today. I'll close with this. They were saying that this is a subconscious message to the other skin color that you still have an opportunity if you study film. Because these athletic guys, if they don't study film, they won't be playing. I'm just saying, that's just me. That's just me. So again, the athletic quarterback, come on, man. They want you to learn how to read the offense, man. And I'll still stick with it until I'm proven wrong. I do not believe and will not believe, almost like Thomas in the Bible. He said, I will not believe until I put my fingers in the whole print. I would not believe it until I see an athletic quarterback win a Super Bowl. I don't think you can have a quarterback that runs the RPO and takes away half of the field by just doing the RPO that you can win like that. I think you got to have the whole field. So when you go to one side of the field, you make it easy for the defense, especially when you go up against a good defensive coordinator. Because if I'm a coordinator, I'm going to blitz you from one side to force you to the half of the field. Now you make it easy for my defense. So until then, I don't think an athletic quarterback. That's why I always love Steve Young. He's athletic, but he also was a pocket quarterback. But thank this rule, whatever, to Kyler Murray, what he said, but also Jamarcus Russell, what he said, Cam Newton, what he said, and these owners, like D-Led said, man, if I'm going to pay you all this money, now I got to put some stipulations in. So, hey, we put it on. They put it on themselves. That's just me.
Yeah, I guess I just don't understand. If this is your profession, this is what you love to do. I just know for me, I don't want to just be a good player. I've always wanted to be the best. I didn't want to be one of the best. I wanted to be the very best. And I trained very hard. Like people who knew me, I went above and beyond what was required of me. Even in college, on our one off day, we got one off day in college. Technically, it wasn't even a full day because like I told you guys, my coach broke the rules. But I would go on my one off day and work on my craft to get better. And that's what you do when you want to be the best. So the fact that they even have to put this in his contract and saying playing video games and things of that nature, yes, you want to have fun too. But my goodness, why would you not want to be the best that you can be? That I can't understand it. No one would have to tell me to wake up and train. When I was trying out for the USA volleyball team, nobody told me, Tree, wake up and go to the gym at 4:00 in the morning. You think I wanted to wake up at 4:00 in the morning and go to the gym? No, but I wanted to be the best that I could be for my tryout. So I don't know. I don't get it. It blows my mind. And to me, it's just sad. It's just sad.
Hey, I don't know if D-Led, did you say this? Because the audio is kind of bad, but I'm reading a quote from one of the coaches with the Raiders. And they said, they literally, quote, I'm quoting, the coaches didn't think Jamarcus Russell was studying tape, so they gave him blank cassettes. The next day, he said he watched the blitz packages.
Yeah, they did the same thing with Michael Vick here, but it was on a DVD, and I've had that story confirmed 3 different times. And one of the people that is no longer with is Greg Knapp. And he was the offensive coordinator then. He used to train the quarterbacks at the combine, And, I would ask him about athletic quarterbacks and so forth because, me and Tom Moore would go at it about Michael Vick
We're
all
going
the
to pause
time.
right there, guys. Hang on one second. I'm going to pause right there. We're going to sign off to all the people listening to us on WIGO AM 1570. Remember, follow us anywhere on social media at Real Talk Sports 7. Big shout out to our man behind the glass, Eli Smith. Until the next time, for you WIGO listeners, God bless you and have a great day.
Yeah, he basically just said Mike was a running back. He wasn't a real quarterback because he couldn't read defenses. So, and Nat would tell me that, okay, the running quarterbacks are fine, but at some point you're going to have to stand in the well and throw the football. And more importantly, probably is going to happen in the red zone. So, yeah, you can get up and down the field with the athletic quarterback, but at some point you got to read the defense and make a throw. And we've seen guys, Cam get to the Super Bowl, Mike get to a championship game. Doug Williams, he threw that ball in the Super Bowl. They had the running game, but he was throwing that thing. And my man Donovan McNabb got to one Super Bowl and a couple championships. Then he runs out of steam, but he threw from the pocket. Randall Cunningham, late in his career, he threw from the pocket. He finally got tired of getting hit, I think. Was throwing bombs to Chris Carter and Jake Reed, and I'm forgetting the third guy, but he had some whip. Oh, Randy Moss.
Right.
So, yeah, it's about, studying your craft and learning how to attack people. And you only can do that by studying the defenses and watching them on film or whatever we got to watch them on.
Yeah. I think they all should go talk to James Shaq Harris. And because I'm like, he played back with the Rams, and he had to study film. He had to study, know what was going on. I know the game is transcended from the time he played, but the principles still got to be there. You got to study. So, hey, James Shaq Harris, Grambling, man, call these boys up. Talk to them.
Yeah. Peyton Manning, I also think about him too, because he studied so many hours of film, and he was a great quarterback, and he had that huge screen that he put in his home. And I don't know, you just see a lot of the greats, like you said, Tyrone, they studied the film.
Well, I'm going to give a big shout out real quickly before we wrap it up. We talk about Grambling. I'm going to give a big shout out to a gentleman who was inducted into the Grambling Sports Hall of Fame. That's been on our show. It's Clemente Gordon. We appreciate you, brother. I know you might be watching, so big shout out to you now in the Grambling Hall of Fame with some of the other greats. So like Shaq, our man himself, and of course Doug Williams, all those guys. So I got a chance to meet when they actually started the Black College Football Hall of Fame. They were in Atlanta. Two great guys doing some great stuff. All right, D-Led, as far as the fans, they can come out, was it next week? They can come out and watch the training camp, or is it the end of this week?
It's Friday, the 29th, the first day. And, they got 13 other practices that the fans can come out to. You got to register. It's free, though, but you got to, register so they know who you are and so forth. And then there's one practice at the Mercedes-Benz that's $5 at they're raising money for Emory Healthcare. But, yeah, I got a list on of the open practices. They can just Google ajc.com open practices Falcons, and that the list will come up and everything they got to do, what they can bring, what they can't bring, etc.
It's good stuff. I employ everybody every year. If you want to bring your kids out, this is the best time because they're still going to do the same deal it used to be. That they actually had all the stuff from Mercedes-Benz, and they gave you the food you could buy for $1. Like hamburgers were $1, hot dog $1. So that spoke to me. $1 burger, I'm just telling you. All right, well, listen, we got to wrap it up. D-Led, we're going to let you have the floor first. So, D. Orlando Ledbetter, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Reverend. You can find my work on ajc.com. We have the Bowtie Chronicles podcast, the Cover 9 at 9 blog coming out on Wednesdays, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. We'll be at coverage, at practice and coverage of the Falcons every day on ajc.com. Thank you, Reverend.
Thank you, D-Led. Until the next time, sir, God bless you and have a great rest of the day. Hopefully, they'll let me into the camp where I can see you. I've sent several emails, and so far they have been unresponsive.
All right, we'll get on that, Reverend. We'll get
Sir.
We'll talk to the PR folks for you.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, Led.
Thank you.
D-Led didn't do his. Ah, come on, man.
Oh, man, he messed the
Come
whole
on,
thing up.
Jonathan. You know he got to do the dog, man, the cue. Come on, man.
You got to tell him to hit it, and then he does it.
Yeah, that's what okay.
He's still there?
There you go.
Jonathan going so quick, man. Come on.
All right, well,
You know that
Tyrone
D-Led,
Poole.
you got to let him do that every
We
time.
got to do it. That's part of the show. You're right. Tyrone Poole, the floor is yours.
I'm telling everybody right now, you know what? Work that thing supplement. You want to be the best. You want to train like the best. You got to take what the best take, all right? Work that thing supplements. Workthatthing.com. Go check it out, okay? Workthatthing.com. And also, you can catch me on all social medias. Tyrone Poole 38, Clubhouse, man, I'm bringing down the house, dropping dimes and diamonds all day. So, again, Tyrone Poole 38, all social media, and Work That Thing supplements. Go get them guns, baby. All right. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Tree.
Nice shirt, Tyrone. I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Work that thing. And guys, Clubhouse now, you don't have to be invited. Come on in. Tyrone is killing them on the Clubhouse app. And we hopefully will join him real soon. Tyrone Poole, the next time. God bless.
Work that thing.
That's right. Ms. Tree Dolman, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. I would like to thank all of those who joined in on the National Glioblastoma Awareness Day last week for our live. You can follow me on all social media at It's Latresa, as well as Ms. America International 2022. Thank you for all who look at our social media, and hope everybody has a great night.
Thank you, and thank you. All right, guys, we thank all of you who have joined in to watch this. I know my mic sounds like I'm in a squawk box, so I'll make it quick. If you don't know the Lord Jesus Christ, your personal Savior, I'm telling you, please, man, please get it done today. Why absolutely nobody loves you like Jesus. Not your mom, not your auntie, not your baby, no boo, no best friend. Nobody loves you like him. And he died for you. So that two things great happen. When you believe in Jesus Christ, you repent of your sins, you become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven, number one. And number two, you become an adopted child of God with all the rights there. That means you now call the creator of the universe your father, and you get to go to heaven when you die and avoid that nasty place called hell. I don't know about you. I like option number one instead of option number two. All right, guys, until next time, God bless you, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. So long.